Welcome to P1 day. That's posterior chain. That's all the muscles on your back. Day number 1. Today we're going to be going through a series of exercises for all the muscles that help us stand up straight. And we're going to be doing that for about 4 sets today for our main exercises. But the first thing we're going to do is warm up. So the very first thing we're going to do today is called a side-to-side leg swing. And the way that this works is I'm going to place my hands on a wall or a sturdy object, and I'm going to swing my leg across my body and out, across my body and out, just like that. That is a basic single leg, side-to-side leg swing. So by placing my hands on an object, I'm keeping my shoulders stable so that way they're not rotating. So we're going to do this for 10 repetitions on each side to warm our hips up. So we're going to grab an object, we're going to swing across the body and out. And we're going to do that for 10 reps, starting in 3, 2, 1. I'm going to swing across, 1, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I'm going to switch sides, do the other side. In 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, just like so. So that's just to get our hips kind of warmed up. Now the second thing we're going to do, which we do for all the warm-ups, is we're going to do a light lateral lunge. So I'm going to take a wide position with my feet. I'm going to bend my knees in the direction of my toes. I don't need to get all the way down initially. I'm just going to go halfway down and start to warm up my knees and ankles. So, and as I warm up, I'm going to get lower and lower, no deeper than having my hip in line with my knee, starting in 3, 2, 1. I'm going to sit back. 1, 1, 2, and I'm slowly getting lower each time. 2, keeping my chest forward. 3, 3, 4, 4, lower and lower each time. 5, 5, but I'm not sitting all the way down. 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10. Very good. You'll get really used to seeing that one. Now we're going to switch to Shiko, which is where I bring my feet in close. I'm going to put a flex in my knees. I'm going to rock to one side and raise my leg. I'm not rocking then raising. What I'm actually doing is pivoting over this hip. So the whole body moves at once, like so. And then I pivot on the other hip, like so. Now, I can go that far. I can go that far. It just depends on what I'm capable of doing without losing my balance. And I shouldn't feel like I'm going to lose my balance. So we're going to do 10 of these on each side with a little flex in the knees. We're going to alternate sides, starting in 3, 2, 1. We're going to rock. 1, 1, 2, keeping a bend in this knee. 2, but my knee. 3, just like in the other exercises, going over my toes. 3, 4, and obviously I want to be in a place where I'm not going to hit anything. 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, just like so. Perfect. So that's going to be the beginning of our basic warm-up. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my roughly 1-inch thick band. So of my 4 bands that I have, which I'm going to show you real quick here, I have 4 levels of bands, basically. I would consider the thinnest and lightest of them to be level 1, like so. Red band is level 2. Yours won't be this color. They won't all be the same color, but they're the same rough dimensions. So this is 1, this is 2, this one's about 1 inch thick, or I don't know, 2 centimeters thick, 3, and then the thick one, 4. And I have a 5, but I'm not using it right now. What I'm going to grab for me personally is going to be number 3. You might want to use 2 or 4. You just got to feel it out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my door anchor, or I'm going to use my pull-up bar, and I'm going to loop it around an object that I can anchor it to like this. For my door anchor, it's this little fabric loop right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit down on the ground with my hands looped through the band. So I'm sitting down where the tension's on the band, and I can drive my chest forward, so when I pull down, I am essentially pulling straight in front of me, straight down. So I can start up like this, but you're going to find it's a little bit harder to anchor yourself. So I'm going to drive my chest forward and pull down, like so. So we're going to do 8 to 12 of these for 4 sets with 30 seconds rest, starting in 3, 2, 1. Chest forward. I'm going to pull down. 1, slow release up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Very good. So that's our first set of the 2-handed band pull down. Now, that 2-handed band pull down is a really great way to be working on pull-up strength without necessarily having to do pull-ups. And it's great for doing at home or on the road because ultimately you have limited objects. That's why we love this setup, is because it's very easy to take with you anywhere you go. Let's get set up for round 2. All right, so loop your hands through the bands, sit back and down, 2-handed band pull down, starting in 3, 2, 1, pull. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's great. That's round 2. Take 30 seconds off. Grab some water if you need it. We're going to do 2 more sets like that. Now make sure that as you're doing this, you're keeping your core engaged and your back's nice and flat. Another nice thing about this technique is that if I have a hard time getting all the way overhead, I can adjust from either being here or here. I can pull down from here. Most people are actually pulling down from here when they're on a pull-down machine in the gym. They just arch their back a lot. And so we're doing essentially the same thing. We're just positioning our body differently. Starting in 3, 2, 1, pull down. 1, please. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Very good. Go ahead and let go. We're going to do one more set of those in 30 seconds, and then we're going to move on to the hip bridge, a standard hip bridge, which is very good for the posterior chain, hamstrings, glutes, and lower back. Right now, with the two-handed band pull down, we're working on lats and shoulders primarily. All right, let's go for number 4. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Great job. All right, we're going to leave this set up on the door because we're going to come back to it and slightly adjust it. Now what we're going to do is move to the floor. I'm going to lay out my yoga mat, just like so. And I'm going to slightly adjust the camera so you can actually see the floor. Like so. And now you can see my bands live on my couch. So I'm going to go ahead and lay down on the ground on my back with my feet flat on the ground and my lower back tucked so that there's no space here. I'm going to rock my pelvis so that there's no space there. With my feet about hip width apart, I'm going to drive into my heels for the first half of the movement. And then the second half, I'm going to drive my hips further up by pushing my heels backward and squeezing my glutes. So step 1 is getting off the ground. Step 2 is really squeezing my glutes and driving up because I'm driving into my hip flexors on the front side. So I'm going to be limited how high I can get by how tight my hip flexors are. So I want to really squeeze my glutes. So we're going to do 10 to 15 of these for 4 sets. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Tuck the pelvis, squeeze. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Very good. Take a little break. Now, in between, while we're waiting for 30 seconds, I'm going to do windshield wipers. I'm going to put my feet wide, and I'm going to rock my knees side to side while I wait, just to warm my hips up, work on good rotation, and allow my lower back and pelvis to decompress. Sometimes this light movement is just enough to let things kind of loosen up and hydrate on a myofascial level and decompress. So we're going to do windshield wipers between each set. So go ahead and put your feet back to hip width apart, tuck the pelvis so the lower back's flat. We're going to drive down into the ground, squeezing our glutes for 10 to 15 repetitions, starting in 3, 2, 1. Go. I'm going to go down. 1, 2, and you'll notice I'm keeping control all the way up. 3, and all the way down. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Very good. Take a break. That's 2. Next, we are going to do the exact same thing again, But we're going to do windshield wipers in between here, rocking the knees side to side, which feels really good for some people. Some people really enjoy this. I am one of those people, in fact. I really enjoy this. All right, bring the feet back in. We're going for number 3, starting in 3, 2, 1. Drive down. 1, 2, and I'm also pinching my shoulder blades back. 3, if I can. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Very good. That's 3. We're going to rock knees side to side, doing windshield wipers, and we're going to do one more for the 4th set. Now, whether you're following along throughout the whole class or you're seeing this as a clip, either way, understand that the pacing is key. If you need more time, you can always pause it and allow yourself extra rest. But we just want to keep moving and staying inside our frame of tolerance. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. Up, 1, 2, pinching my shoulder blades back. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, one more, 15. Excellent job. All right, now we're going to go ahead and stand up. I'm going to get rid of my yoga mat. I'm not going to need that anymore. So I'm going to roll that up and set it off to the side. And now I'm going to set up for the seated two-handed row. Now, seated two-handed row. First thing I need is a seat. I brought this little folding chair. So I have my seat. Second thing I need is a band and an anchor. So I'm not going to have this anchored high. I'm going to bring this down to where it's near my belly button to chest level when I'm seated. So I'm going to put it through this fabric loop down here. I'm going to back up where I've got some tension on it, sitting straight forward like this. I'm going to loop my hands through the bands. I'm going to get myself anchored, and I'm going to pull to my ribs, my lower ribs, and then slowly release. We're going to do that for 8 to 12 repetitions seated. If I want to make it harder, I push myself further back. If I want to make it easier, I bring myself closer forward or I change the band. But I need to make sure there's tension on it the whole time so that way my hips are tucked, my core is engaged, my feet are flat, I'm in a good position, and I know I'm good. I don't want my upper body moving when I do this. I want to make sure everything's nice and stable. So we're going to start the first set in 3, 2, 1. I'm going to pull. 1, 2. You'll notice my back is not touching the back of the seat. 3, because I want to engage my core. 4, and stabilize. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Very good. Take a little break. Taking a break. That's our first set. We're going to do 3 more doing the same thing. Like I said, if you want to make it easier, move a little forward or downgrade the band. If you want to make it harder, move further back. Both are appropriate and correct. All right, go ahead and grab the bands. We're going for number 2. Starting in 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. And notice I'm going slow and controlled. 4 the whole time. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Very good. That's number 2. Take a break. Now, as you're doing this, it's really important that you're keeping your back nice and straight and that you're pulling down to your ribs, not up to your chest. I don't want my shoulders rolling forward like this. I want my shoulders pinching back, and I want my core nice and tight without arching my back. These are really important components. All right, let's go for number 3. Starting in 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Very good. 1 more to go. And then after that, we're going to do our last follow-up piece, which is we're going to do pull-aparts with, in my case, I'm going to use the yellow band, number 1 band. I hope this is helpful for you guys as you're going through it. The pacing's good. We're not trying to kill ourselves. This is a beginner level class. I want this to be somewhere between a 5 and an 8 difficulty, which means I feel it, but it's not impossible. An 8 means I cannot possibly do any more correctly. So I could do more. I can do 3 or 4 more, but they're not going to look good. That's an 8. So an 8 is your absolute max. I don't want you going beyond that. All right, starting in train, don't strain. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're moving slow and controlled. 5, we'll do ballistic movement later. 6, right now. 7, we want to build strength and control. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Very good. All right. So that's our last set of that. I'm going to move my chair out of the way. And for me, I'm going to grab the number 1, in my case, yellow band. You can go up to number 2 or red, but typically you're not going to do it with anything heavier than that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this up at sternum level. That's this bone in between my pecs. And I'm going to hold the band at each end in what I like to call my Yosemite Sam grip. And this is where I grip it with 3 fingers, not including my index and forefinger. Sorry, my index and thumb. I'm going to use my back 3 fingers. And I do this because it doesn't irritate my hands and it allows me to put my thumbs in this up position. So when I pull back, my hands are like so. Now, you don't have to do that. You can do it palms down like this. Just if you do this, make sure your wrists are straight and not like this, because you can see it changes the orientation of my shoulder depending on where I put it, okay? So we're gonna do 10 to 15 of these. I'm doing Yosemite Sam grip. You choose how strong it is by how much of the band you choke up on, or whichever band you use, and you're aiming not for below your throat, not where your collarbones are, but where your sternum is. So we're going to do 10 to 15 of these. We're going to come back quick and then slowly release. Come back quick, slowly release. Quick, slowly release. Not arching my back. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Pull back, slowly release. 1. Slowly release. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Great. Take 30 seconds. We're going to do 3 more sets just like that. Those look great. So with band pull-aparts, we're trying to pinch the shoulder blades together without goosenecking our head forward. Okay? It's really important that we're keeping the core and the head position stable and that the motion is coming from the arms, not our body moving in space like this. So get set. We're going for number 2, starting in 3, 2, 1. Pull back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Very good. Good job. That's 2. We're going to go for 2 more. And if you're seeing this for the first time, understand that you should not walk out of these workouts feeling like you're dying. You should walk out of these workouts and whatever techniques you're doing feeling like you've moved your body dynamically and refreshed, because you still need to go get 10,000 steps in, or at least 5, or more than you normally get. Go get some steps. That's your job here. Starting in 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Very good. 1 more to go. And why do you need to go get steps in? Because you need to regularly be strength training and doing cardiovascular activity. Those are absolutely dire for your health and well-being. And this is why it has to be time that you block out. It's got to be time that you create for that specific thing. Because if you don't create the time, you won't have the time. The only way you have time for anything is if you set priorities and boundaries and you hold those boundaries and you keep to those priorities. It's absolutely vital. That's the only way time works. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, keeping my head in a good position. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Very good. Done. So that concludes P1, posterior chain, day number 1. working on those muscles on the back side of the body. The next workout in the session or in the sequence should be rotation 1, R1. So whether you're doing it tomorrow or in 2 weeks, R1 is up next. So look for R1. I will see you there.